I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy.
Welcome all,
Had
this
to
is the
work hard,
Australian
struggle
Indy
just to
Wrestling
be
Show,
me.
fellow
Had to
wrestlers,
rise
trainees,
up
event
just so
sports
they could
staff,
see
friends,
me.
foes, and everyone in
Did what I had
between.
to do just
If
to
you've got a
feed me.
question,
What
don't
was
worry
left
about it,
over,
because
I put towards what's
1,030
right.
white boys can't
When
be
the only
wrong.
thing in life
Almost 200 subscribers, 1,000 views. Thank you for all watching, subscribing. Thank you for all the drama and commenting on your little podcasts, platforms. I mean, Don, it all helps to push the drama of Australian wrestling, yes. Even the little channels with a few hundred views here or there, or even the smaller minnow channels with the, the views in the tens and stuff like that. Hey, I guess they all live in hope that Hassan will appear on their show. Hopefully,
They can only hope.
Hopefully.
hopefully. Sorry, I got caught in the loop there, like tall poppy over on the other channel. Hey, Don, tell me about your weekend.
My weekend was fantastic. It didn't involve any wrestling though. I got to spend some time with my family. Some family time. Just
Good
enjoying
old dirty
life.
family time, hey?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Helps me relax.
Well, I got assaulted, and that
Oh.
helps me relax because I got to grab the guy, give him a bit of a jumper punch, force him through the crowd, and before I woke up in a haze, drinking shit going everywhere, because,
I just will not be manhandled by a junkie cunt.
Yeah.
I look up and both Mad Dog, who I was managing, and Jackson Wild, who he's fighting at the time, who's like quite the fighter. Both standing there in the ring like, what the fuck's going on out there? Hey, and that's not what you want to do as a manager.
No.
But
there's rules. Don't put your hands on the performers. That's wrestling 101.
Don't put your
And
hands on
also,
Scar.
if you put your hands on a performer, expect them to put hands back. That's the nature of it. Don't do it.
I'm telling you.
And if you do it, you're gonna get
Yeah, that boy had about fucking 20 to 30 seconds before I started swinging, hey. But anyway, speaking of swinging for the fences, did you see any World Series wrestling on the weekend? I had an unsuccessful live stream. I've really got to upgrade my computer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That didn't go as well as you wanted to.
No, it didn't go greatly. I almost caused a nuclear meltdown in the building.
Yep.
But yeah, what I did see of World Series wrestling, I don't know, kind of an old episode of SmackDown.
I've seen clips online. I actually started watching the Adelaide show this morning while I was at the gym, but didn't have a lot of time, so I didn't see a lot of it. But the production is next level. The setup, I think what they were saying is about 1,500 people in Adelaide that went to the show. That's nothing to sneeze at. The entrance, the lighting,
both nights in Melbourne, Philly, and probably about, same numbers, 1,500. Haven't seen the Sydney show yet because I lost interest, to be honest. Hey.
Yeah, okay, yeah, shit.
It's just like, I saw Buddy Matthews come out, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then, there was, it was just Baron Corbin, Karrion Kross, and Dijak going round and round.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, they spent the money on those guys, so I'm sure they want to use them up as much as they can. Hopefully, there was a really good showing from our Aussie competitors.
About as good showing as it was in Eurovision, mate. Hey.
Oh shit! I don't watch
they were heavily ranked 4th in World Series wrestling as well. Hey.
Oh shit! It was what I saw. It looked promising. It looks very good. It looks like one of the more well put together shows in Australian wrestling.
Always looks smick. Always looks good. Just like with Dolph Ziggler, Dijak, Baron Corbin, and the other guy I've already forgotten. But
I know they had the Good Brothers in there.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting. But like I wish they'd highlighted more Australian wrestlers throughout it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
That's
I wonder if the ticket sales would have been as good if they did highlight more Australian wrestlers.
I think people just see World Series wrestling these days and buy a ticket if they've been before.
Be interesting though. I am excited to see the man like Doris do some work. I'm not sure who he was against, but I did see that he was on the show. So he's out of the UK. But
he got a weird reception. Got cheered and then booed and then cheered and then yeah. Anyway, people were
They're all over
genuinely
the shop.
taken. Yeah, they were. Good old
Indie
Melbourne
wrestling
crowds,
fans.
just like Chicago crowds or something. The good old Melbourne
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, no, keen to check it all out. I haven't seen a lot, but it looks the goods. So.
Yeah. Well, Don, we had another channel go the back interview or the view farming interview as you would call it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you know, they said they'd never mention us 4 months ago. They just can't keep our names out of their mouths. You know, we've got the
Yep.
stories they've been begging for.
Yep.
Seems no one wants to hear that. What Mitch has to say. Well, what, only about 150 people or something. You know.
Yeah, look, it's a bit shitty for we've had the interview and then say we've got no integrity.
Journalistic integrity.
Just no place for integrity.
Go get your own interview. It's fucking great. Like,
Oh,
if
no.
you guys want to interview people, that's fucking fantastic. Go and do it. If you think you can do a better job than we did, go and do it. Like, that's fine. Like, you guys have your own platform. What, you know, sling some mud.
Very
That's cool.
small
But don't
platform, Don. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, dude.
don't expect not to have mud slung back at you. Like, you know, Todd, you said nice things about me. You love me. Why are you gonna talk shit then? Like, it's
Yeah, just tall
you know.
Poppy Todd. You know, it's just that grandpa of the scene, the policing of the scene, that whole bad look. It's just a bad look for Australian wrestling on a total, don't you think? You know. But I tell you what is a bad look. The sunglasses in an interview. You know, if you do have some sort of idea how to interview someone, you'd ask them to remove their sunglasses before you interview them. Hey, you know. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The interview subject.
Yeah. Look. Hey, I like I say, talking to Mitch seemed like a nice enough guy. Talking to Hassan seemed like a nice enough guy. They both explained their sides of the story. And then at the end of the day, when something happens, there's always multiple sides of the story. You got to find out through the middle on your own what you believe to be true.
All those little sucker fish that come onto the bottom of the shark and just fucking pick all the fucking bits that come off the back, you know, all the little views that come off the back. Hey.
And yeah. And at no point were we trying to what was it you said before? Create the
illusion of versus.
Because they had it like ACW versus All Star, and it wasn't that at all. It was two separate interviews with both owners of the companies.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, what? It's not a fucking back end episode of Beyond Deck or fucking Love Island or some bullshit like that. Jesus Christ, how many of these fucking FX episodes do these guys watch with my wife? You know, fuck me.
Yeah, no, we
Fucking cucks.
always just wanted to, you know, everyone's asking questions online, and we offered people to ask their questions, and because we were going to interview both people, and you know, we collated what was given to us.
It's funny how
us.
both people professed they were fans of their show.
A fan
I
of you
mentioned
guys,
that
actually.
on the other show. Hey, no
Yeah,
one's
the
a fan
fans
of
of our show.
See, if you put 10 people that listen to Australian wrestling podcasts in a room, only one of them might have heard of fucking Tall Poppy Todd.
And so we just got their sides of the story, and we weren't at any point trying to have a gotcha moment. We weren't trying to sit there and when they explain things, sit there and do like 60 minutes?
Yeah,
Tracy
60
Grimshaw,
minutes.
well, actually,
Yeah.
you lied on this day and gotcha.
We weren't rushing some people in the Woolworths car park, a current affair style, as they put their shopping away. That's for damn sure, you know.
Hassan's had enough of that. We weren't there for it.
Fucking chill, mate. Fuck. You know, maybe that's why people aren't keen. Maybe that's why you're begging on your show for people to fucking appear. They're not that fucking keen, mate.
And look, at the end of the day,
fucking four nerds.
They thought initially, by the sounds of it, they both thought that something could happen from it. Whether, you know, Mitch said that, you know, he didn't really think much was going to happen, but he still entered into it. He still moved forward with the whole thing until the point where he decided.
I tell you what makes that fucking other interview fucking listenable. Like, it's barely listenable, just like, because like you got like a high pitched mousy whine, and then you got Mitch just fucking whinging in the other fucking ear. Put it to a rap beat. Put it to a fucking rap beat. It's fucking amazing, hey.
So if you had your time again, would you do anything differently?
Yes, absolutely. Like, it's a massive regret because now there's legal fees and there's all this public drama, and the public drama is embarrassing. Like, I'm a pretty private guy.
I try to avoid podcasts for the most part. I don't like to be the center.
I've lost my train of thought now. It would be hilarious. Yeah, it just looks like it just
like
felt
someone got their hand caught in the cookie jar. Someone said no, and then someone went oh, and took their toys and went home.
Yeah, it just was obviously some miscommunication, and both ends decided it wasn't going to work. Yeah, look, when you're working together with people, you've got to be able to find a consensus or separate, and they separated. Then it's just it, and that's it. It's Mitch is going to move on with All-Star Wrestling. That's going to be he's got all his touring.
He's been doing it for 8 years. He's been doing it for 8 years. He's probably do it for 8 more. Now this has probably stoked his fire. He looked like he was burnt out before, and now this has probably stoked his fire a fucking bit. Got the fires burning, got the coals up.
From all accounts, everyone that's spoken, it sounded like Mitch was kind of done with it. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just frustrated, and he was like, I need a break. But it sounded like he was going to cancel it. And then other people were like, hey, man, don't kill it. Like, let's keep moving. This guy's doing a thing. We can transfer it all over here and keep going. Like, they just wanted to keep wrestling when they thought that where they wrestle was going to fold up. Like, but it wasn't.
I tell you
it
who
turned
will
out
know.
that Mitch wasn't going to do it. Sorry?
I'll tell you who will know.
Who?
The Puppeteer, when we have him on in a few weeks.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we can get another perspective on it. And look, once we do the interview with the Puppeteer, if you think our journalistic integrity is still up to shit,
journalistic integrity,
you guys can interview the Puppeteer as well. Like, it's fine. With the internet is large.
Swim in our wake.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. I think there could have been something good come out of that for both for the roster of All Star, but at the same time, they're going to continue and do more wrestling. So no harm, no foul. Everything's going to continue. There's already 60 companies in Australian wrestling. There's already 60, and it might grow, it might lessen, and no one's going to stop people from doing their own thing. And that's evident in the fact that there's 60 companies in Australian wrestling. If someone wants to open, yeah, that's it. And if someone wants to open a company, no one's going to sit there on a podcast. We're not going to sit there and go, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." That everything looks dodgy. Of course, there's things that people outside of that bubble are going to think looks dodgy. There's 60 companies in Australian wrestling, and
I'll tell you what I'm not going to do is sit there like some tall poppy asshole in a state that no one gives a fuck about what happens with wrestling, and just fucking sit there like I'm policing the fucking scene, Mate, once you're 55, should you not get the fuck off camera?
Look, I'm going to be on camera till I'm 80. I'm the Ric Flair of Australian wrestling. I'm not saying I'm as good as Ric Flair.
If you're putting money into the promotion, that's fine. That's fine. If you're not drawing a dime,
it's a fair point. And look, like I said, 60 companies. If another one starts up, it's not going to ruin wrestling in Australia. The amount of people that start a company that have no clue what they're talking about in wrestling has happened multiple times. So to then turn around and say, well, this guy has no clue, so he shouldn't have anything to do with it. That's cool to have your opinion. It doesn't mean shit. It just doesn't. Because people are going to do what people are going to do. And someone with money, I mean, look, Tony Khan opened a whole show. No fucking idea what to do with wrestling. Has the second most successful company.
Only by default.
Doesn't matter. He has enough money to make it work. He is the second most, and started in wrestling as a fan. No fucking clue about how to run a wrestling show.
Has surrounded himself
zero.
with people, but has surrounded himself with people.
That's it. So to say that someone can't open a thing or they're a money mark or whatever, shut the fuck up. Like, start your own thing. Do your own thing.
Well, speaking of doing your own thing, is exactly what ACW is doing. And people were asking, are tickets available? Well, we can tell you tickets are now available. General admission is $55. Of course, ringside is $65, just $10 extra. It's not bad. It's not a bad jump compared to some of the other places going around.
Mm-hmm.
VIP main stage seating, $120. Don, you know I never like the stage seating, but that's not on me. That's on everyone else.
Yeah, look, if it's done right, it can look cool. Otherwise, it can detract from, like, EPW for a while had, when we were at Gate 1, had on-stage seating, and it sucks. You're watching someone's entrance and there's a guy sitting on his phone.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about it. The people that seem to buy stage seating or the upgrade stage seating seem to be the most non-invested fucking wrestling fans of the night. Hey.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Maybe it's just because they're on camera, and just the focus is on them, so you notice it more. But maybe everyone in the arena is that non-invested. Yeah,
look, you never know. But generally, and again, you can set it up so that it will work. So we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. Because
I'm sure he's got something in mind. But $500 VIP main dining seating. Now this is $500 a seat, and I'm pretty sure these are the ones you see when those companies come out, like the Bangladesh Tourism Board and stuff like that. That's one of these seats being bought, or a table being bought, or something, like someone getting on board. You know? And so
that's what
those are available.
That's essentially what Hassan was saying in the interview, it's an event to
like the boxing, like the cricket, like the Formula One, as he was saying. So mingle with the upper crust of Sydney, while you watch Adam Brooks, EC Brownie, and Matt Hayter beat the absolute bejesus out of Keegan, Ted Zilla,
Puppeteer. Oh no, he's not signed yet.
Not signed. So that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Don, tickets are for sale, and you can of course use the QR code that's coming up on the screen, or the code AIW, and that will help us out, as Hassan has given us a bit of a kickback to be transparent. If you want to help us get to Sydney, give us the old AIW kickback from Hassan from ACW, helping out the local community. So that's good to see. First sort of kickback we're getting on this show, Don. We don't sell T-shirts.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice. You know, this fun thing we've been doing. If it means a couple of bucks, that's fantastic.
I tell you what, people, you're waning thin on the Don. Hey, you really are. He's not into this anymore. He was telling me before. He was just like, man, this is a fucking huge pain in the ass now. Every fucking day, I have to hear about this shit. Hey.
No, it's not that bad. I enjoy it.
I don't get booked the same.
I'm not allowed back in Queensland now.
Yeah,
I've been
not
barred.
allowed back in Queensland. Queensland won't have me back. Fuck those guys.
No, not fuck those guys. That was a joke. They haven't barred me. It's all good. Anyway, but speaking of the people, we did have a few comments on the podcast last week across Facebook, and
because 1,000 people saw it, so you're going to have a little bit of feedback from that.
Yeah, so the comments from YouTube, at Asa01 said, "Wait, I can't find tickets anywhere." Well, we just hooked you up with the ticket link, friend.
Here's the QR code. Here's the link.
Make sure you reference AIW. It helps our pod.
Yep.
We always talk about helping the wrestlers. Well, help the pod. If you like what you see, give us a little bit there. At Fergan Fiction 6889 said barking dog versus smoke alarm. And that that popped me. That popped me so good because I didn't correlate it. That they both had that little background noise thing. Mitch had the barking dog, and Hassan had the
SCW known for its smoke alarm.
Yeah, that's it. So that popped me good. Thank you, Fergan Fiction 6889. At the Mr. Drunk Monkey said, "Thanks for this. It was good to hear the perspectives on this weird situation from the people in the middle of it." And that was the point. Like, give their perspectives, where we weren't, again, like we said before, we weren't trying to gotcha anything. We weren't trying to mess with anyone or put anyone on the spot. We just said, here's a platform. Tell us what happened. And we, between the two stories, you find out what happened in the middle of it.
I tell you what, it's when Mr. Drunk Monkey is the voice of reason.
Something ain't right.
Something ain't right, yeah.
And then comments from Facebook. Shay Fox says, my apologies for my original snarky comment. It was actually a really interesting interview, and it was good to hear both perspectives. Hey, look, people say things and make mistakes, apologize for it, and enjoy the pod.
We
and
are
that's
all
good.
only human.
Honestly, you guys can talk as much shit as you want in the comment section.
Yeah, go for
as long as you watch the pod. Go hard. I'm wearing a Wildcat shirt, so any Sydney Kings fans, go hard. Whatever's cool. Amy Roosters said, in my opinion, I feel like ACW has been the one who's had wrongdoing against him/them. But I don't know the backstory. I have to base it from this. I find the other company, I understand what he meant in terms of ring hire, but if true and they were planning to charge ACW more for it than others, I'd say that's a shit go and shows unprofessionalism. I can't imagine if a couple of boys from that side told ACW what got said, I wouldn't take it as a lie. The boys are a pretty genuine bunch. This is interesting to see. If more come out, my eyes are now glued.
Well,
thanks.
Puppeteer will be talking next week, and it's interesting to hear ACW's pronouns of him, them. My pronouns are medically prescribed.
Thanks for the comment, Amy Roosters. It is interesting. Is you only see certain things. So when you get to hear from the specific people involved, that's where it's at,
That's first-hand information, not second-hand, not third-hand, not.
Yep, and then top fan of AIW, Order of Australia medal recipient Ken Dunlop said, looking forward to hearing this soon. Thanks for watching, Ken. I hope you enjoyed the pod and what was said. And then Australian Championship Wrestling commented, thanks, guys. It was an honor being a part of this. Exciting times ahead for anyone that's a fan of the sport. And I think it is. I think in general.
Sounds AI generated, to be honest.
Oh, it could be. Do you think so? Do you think?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Hassan's a man of very little time.
Yep. Just answer my emails and stuff.
On the holidays.
Yeah, that's it. Enjoy life.
Yeah. So we heard from a few delusional people during the week, of course. And as we saw, Damien Slater earlier this week said, are some people in the scene delusional? And it got quite a response. Don, do you think we are a delusional bunch? I think every scene has its delusions, from the band scene, from the club scene, from the toy collecting scene. Hello. And yeah.
There's definitely a level of delusion. I've suffered from it myself at times. But as long as there's people around to check you, have good people around to just sort of, when you get a little bit arrogant, just be like, hey man, calm the fuck down. That's always handy to have. But there are some people that can never be told they've done anything wrong, even from close friends. But there as well, there's as much delusion as there is, and as bad as that can be, the people who are feeding that are just as bad. People who are feeding that delusion and telling these people that they're awesome. I get that.
The podcasters, the promoters, the fans.
I upset a lot of trainees when I don't heap praise on them. I will praise when things are good, but when something's not right, I'll tell them it's not right. And they get upset about it because some of them dig it. They go, yep, cool, I'll work on that. Some of them think, what, I wasn't perfect? Oh, you're wrong. So you're going to get that.
They get upset about it, and then they go wrestle for Step Up.
But yeah, there's definitely But on the flip side, there's a lot of people who I've seen who are very good, and you tell them, oh, hey, man, I thought that was really great. They're like, nah, it was shit because X, Y, Z. And I'm like, well, still better than 90% of the rest of the shit. So
Yeah, that's it. I mean, look, Don and I know we're fucking delusional. We've got our own podcast. We turn ourselves up to 11 for YouTube every week because we know how this platform works. And you can see that from the back end numbers. You know, we know how this platform works. So if all the grandpas want to fucking catch on to what's going on, maybe they need to. Maybe that's the problem. They can't compete with us when we're turned up to 11, Don. But
maybe.
Anyway, this weekend, MCW High Stakes, we're going to see the Adam Brooksy versus Robbie Thorpe, MCW Inter-Commonwealth Champion versus MCW Heavyweight Champion. Wheel of Death stipulation.
Wheel of Death.
Yeah, no, that just means the Vegas wheel, you know. Wheel of Death.
Yeah, touch of death, yeah.
Fucking, yeah, so that's going to be a good one, and lots of great matches on the undercard, of course. ATO is coming over to face the Water Rapids. Another good WA team will go down at MCW to the Water Rapids to promote the Melbourne wrestling community.
I don't know, man. Look, they're Water Rapids. The boys at ATO have spent some time in Canada. Maybe they learnt from the Beavers, and they'll create a dam to stop the Water Rapids.
Look, man, this is where I know you're talking shit, because the fellas, they were putting out for a little tour of Japan in a couple of weeks, so I see no reason why they'll be getting the titles, because if they're off to Japan, yeah.
Yeah, true.
A little bit of inside information just blowing kayfabe away.
Oh, Jesus, you've just ruined it. Wrestling for everyone.
I've ruined wrestling for everyone. Finger poker doom, let's all hug in a cage. All right. There was something about Broderick challenges Hartness for the EPW Championship at Evolution, Don?
Yes. After James Hartness and Edward Dusk's epic battle recently, towards the end, obviously James Hartness still EPW champion. Once he had defeated Edward Dusk, Mikey Broderick came out and said his Canberra soul couldn't handle the fact that everyone at EPW says that it's the greatest, and he was going to fight James Hartness. And honestly, it should be a fantastic show.
Did he say that?
What, Canberra?
Canberra soul?
His Canberra.
Did he mention
something like that? Yeah, he said Canberra.
He mentioned Canberra. Did he mention Slam?
No.
No, he didn't mention Slam by name, but just he couldn't handle it.
I don't know. It was a good promo. I liked it. I was watching it live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
So that'll be. I imagine that'll be
mention that.
Sorry?
It's odd to hear him mention that and go down that path. I thought that's not the path he would be going down. Like, I'm from here, you're from there. Here's my passport. Now let's duel.
Yeah, look, hey, it definitely got the people riled up in the crowd. It's a classic. I'm not from here. Same with Edward Dusk was not from here. That'll be.
Does James Hartness have a problem with interstaters, foreigners?
Well, it's his house. It's the dog's house. Yeah. But that'll be an amazing main event, I think, for night 2 of Evolution. Evolution being a 2-night event. And you also see ATO versus the Untouchables for a second time. They're going to run it back, arguably, to the 2 greatest tag teams in Australian wrestling right now.
Perth. So if you want to catch the ATO before they off to Japan, for Lord House No Long. Last time they ended up in Canada.
Yes, that's it. They did their Canadian. Sorry?
America.
First you get the sugar. Anyway, so yeah, that's
America, coming up. We might have a guest on in a few weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's been to America. Just another guest. Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah, we're doing.
I'm hoping that comes through. Oh, yes. I'm begging for the interview. I'm hoping my journalistic integrity is enough for these people.
It's locked in. It's all good. Well, that seems that's all the newsworthy of printing about Australian wrestling at the moment. Scar has had his therapy session of venting, as have I. So I think it's time for the wrap around the country. If you're in the Northern Territory, Top End Wrestling's Harry's Birthday Bash is in Yarrawonga, Saturday, May 23rd. If you're in Queensland, IPW Australia has Allegiant at Dreamworld in the Gold Coast, Saturday, May 23rd. If you're in Victoria, Battle Championship Wrestling, BCW 69 and 70. Lucha Down Under is at the White Horse Club in Burwood East, Friday, May 22nd and May 23rd. Melbourne City Wrestling's High Stakes is at the Thornbury Theatre, Saturday, May 23rd. Lucha Fantastica, the anniversary Castlemaine, is at the Castlemaine Town Hall, Saturday, May 23rd. If you're in WA, Explosive School of Pro Wrestling's Vendetta is in Malaga, Friday, May 22nd and Saturday, May 23rd. And New Horizon Pro Wrestling has Global Conflict in Success, Saturday, May 23rd. And make sure you come on down to Malaga if you're in Perth for Vendetta. Night 1, it's Dex Van Diemen versus Blake Walker. That's where the real vengeance is at. Night 2, Faisal Ali faces Elijah Henry for the ESPW Pride Championship. And also we'll have a Coastal Championship defense from Jesse Lambert. Night 2, we will have a Pride Championship match with Faisal Ali, our current Pride champion, versus Elijah Henry. Night 1 will also have a number 1 contenders Call Your Shot Rumble for the Pride, for the Calling Your Shot for the Pride Championship.
Please explain Call Your Shot.
So that means that when you're ready, when you're ready to call your shot at any time, you can call your shot for the Pride Championship. So whether they call their shot at the end of the year, at the following show, at the end of the night, the following day, whatever it is, you get to call your shot.
Oh, that's smart. You don't need a prop.
That's it. Just call your shot. Anyways, that's everything happening in Australian wrestling this weekend. So make sure you get your tickets, get on down there. That ticket money that you buy a ticket for that show helps build that show. Invite your friends, bring your family, bring some signs, and make sure you come along, be loud, and have a great time. If you want to support a specific wrestler, make sure you hit the merch stand, because any t-shirt or 8x10 or keychain purchase that you make directly funds that person's wrestling dream, and you might help get them to a place where they would like to be. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. That's Australian Indie Wrestling for this week, and we'll see you next week.